Just 3 months after a highly publicized defamation trial involving his ex-wife Amber Heard, Johnny Depp shook the world by making a surprise appearance on one of this year's biggest award shows, the MTV VMAs on Sunday night. Fans speculated that Heard might not have been invited or might have been embarrassed to attend because she was nowhere to be seen. Hey guys, welcome to our channel, Scoop of Gossip. Today, let's take a look at Johnny Depp's appearance at the VMAs and how Amber Heard reacted to it. So make sure you stick with us to the end. After how the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard went, a lot of people thought that Johnny would start getting jobs, but many didn't think that he would show up at the VMAs. But how did Amber react when Johnny allegedly put her down at the award show? During the trial for defamation, Johnny Depp and his attorneys testified that Amber's allegations had a negative impact on Johnny's career. As a direct result of the allegations, he was fired from his role in the 6th film in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. However, given that Johnny prevailed in the trial, it appeared that things may be getting better for him in the near future. Johnny returned to his musical beginnings as he began to secure employment by embarking on a tour of Europe with his good friend, the legendary guitarist Jeff Beck. In addition to that, you can catch him in the film Johnny Depp, which is about to hit theaters. And according to IMDb, the film will be about the life of Johnny, who was born out of wedlock to a poor seamstress in 1743 and worked her way up to become Louis XVI's last official mistress. Johnny worked her way up to become Louis XVI's official mistress after working her way up from a poor seamstress. Additionally, Johnny will be lending his voice to the characters in the upcoming animated television show Puffin's Impossible, which is a spin-off of the show Puffins and will air on television in the near future. In it, Johnny plays Johnny Puff, his own voice to use in the game. The show follows the lives of 5 Puffins and is comprised of 18 episodes, each of which is exactly 5 minutes long. In addition, Monty Galini and Johnny Depp will collaborate on the production of Depp's first movie in over 2 decades, which will be directed by Galini. Johnny was also in attendance at the VMAs, and on his official Instagram page, he shared a video clip of his performance with the question, "Guess who?" as the caption. At the award show, Johnny's face was put into the astronaut suit that was floating above the stage. Then he joked about being unemployed by saying, "I just want you guys to know that I'm available for birthdays, weddings, any old thing you need." Many people were surprised by the appearance at the VMAs, and as usual, there were different reactions. First of all, there was a huge wave of support from people who said things like, "Those who know him and love him understand what he was saying. It was a sarcastic stab back at those who stabbed him. It was great. It was pure Johnny." And someone else said, Johnny Depp saying, "Hey, I needed to work," was pretty funny. But you gotta be read well into the Depp drama to know what it's about. That said, kudos to the VMAs for giving a defamed man a chance to be back in the limelight. I'm guessing his check for this came from Meta. Many people cheered when he came on the show, calling it his comeback. Many people used the hashtag DVVMAs to say they were upset that he was still in the race after his trial with Amber. Amber's sister was not happy with the appearance. She wrote on Instagram, "MTV, you're disgusting and clearly desperate. I really hope that none of the people that made this call have daughters. Hashtag DVMAs. Hashtag I stand with Amber Heard." Her sister, Whitney, previously showed her support for Amber by posting after the verdict was given in favor of Johnny with the hashtag I stand with Amber Heard, along with a lengthy caption, saying that she stands with her sissy. Whitney added that she's proud of Heard for standing up for yourself and for being the voice of so many who can't speak to the things that happen behind closed doors. She added that she was honored to testify for Heard and that "I would do it 1,000,000 times over because I know what I saw and because the truth is forever on your side." So it wasn't a surprise when Whitney badmouthed the award show. Okay guys, before continuing on with our video, if you're up for more gossip, then hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you will always be notified. Eva Barlow also made it clear that she didn't like it, which wasn't a surprise. First, she said that when Amber won in the UK, not much changed because people kept signing petitions to get her fired from Aquaman 2, and that the trolling on social media just got worse. Eva, however, noticed that in the 3 months since Johnny Depp won in the US, he went on tour, released an album, got a role, and was invited to the VMAs. Eva also called out Johnny directly in a different tweet. She said, "If you're going to make a joke about needing work, you don't appear as a hologram hanging from the ceiling. Johnny Depp is an excuse for a desperate dinosaur to keep it real, man, or something." In another tweet, she called out MTV directly saying, I wish MTV could see the terror and heartbreak of women who live in fear of their own lives in my inbox this morning. You absolute idiots. Other fans of Amber, like this one, wrote, "It's bad enough that Johnny Depp gets to walk free after the heinous crimes he committed, but to have him celebrated at a national awards ceremony while his victim lives hiding from society is a court-certified wife-beater dressed as a spaceman. What were you thinking, MTV?" Another person made fun of Johnny by saying, "Hey NASA, please fire Johnny Depp into the sun. He's dressed for it anyway." Some people also said that Johnny made fun of Amber at the VMAs, and in the song Sad Parade from his album 18, the song in question had the lyrics, "If I had a crime, it wouldn't reach your hand. You're sitting there like a dog with a 7-inch." The rest of the supporters just said that VMA hired Johnny to bring in more viewers because their ratings were at an all-time low in 2021. In 2021, the number of people who watched the VMAs went down for the 5th year in a row, even though the celebration was shown on VH1, Comedy Central, BET, the CW, and other channels. On the other hand, early numbers showed that the number of viewers in the 2022 actually went up, and Johnny may have had some effect on that. Some people said that Johnny also made fun of Elon Musk. One person said, "I don't think people get any of the humor behind Johnny Depp's VMA performance. Not only is he making fun of himself and what occurred, he's also taking a jab at Elon Musk. He was brilliant." Someone else wrote, "I think the jab at Elon was just a happy accident that we are taking as something intended. They asked Johnny to be the Moon Man. Johnny just came in with a sardonic humor and said what he wanted to say without really saying anything." As for Amber, she has made it clear how she feels about Johnny supposedly moving on with his life. While Johnny went on his tour, she sent out a statement through a representative saying, "As Johnny Depp says he's moving forward, women's rights are moving backwards." The verdict tells victims of domestic violence not to stand up and speak out. Just after the verdict, she also wrote, "The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the amount of evidence still wasn't enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It turns the clock back to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated." Amber's new lawyer said in a statement, "We welcome the opportunity to represent Ms. Heard in this appeal, as it is a case with important First Amendment implications for every American. We're confident the appellate court will appeal the law correctly without regard to popularity, reverse the judgment against Ms. Heard, and reaffirm the basic principles of freedom of speech." Also, based on what her two biggest fans, Whitney and Eva, have said about Johnny's performance at the VMAs, we all pretty much know what Amber thought of the performance. But Johnny's fans kept showing their love by writing things like, "I just love that the only person being talked about a day after the VMAs is our beloved Johnny Depp. Congratulations, Johnny, and welcome back. You will always have my love." Well, if we look at the pattern, it's clear that Johnny has a lot more coming. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you again in the next one.